we always rolling, like I said before. You know, it's constant motivation. I'm Hakeem Hopkins. I'm here representing Rhythm and Books. I'll let the other two brothers introduce themselves.
Hello today, my name is Damani Giles, the CEO of Willie Crown Productions and the director and producer of the documentary film Tailormade about the Junior Black Mafia and Leroy Bucky Davis.
We're here this afternoon to promote Damani's DVD, the long-awaited documentary on the JBM here in Philadelphia. And you know, for those that don't know, they were a heavy presence here in Philly for years. And you know, the connection between them and other people from that era, they weren't just in Philadelphia, they were like worldwide. So we want the world to witness this interview so we can get some history on what was taking place back then. And it's good to get it from straight from the source. Damani, he did all the research on everything that was going on there. That's what attracted me to him and Mike, you know, when they were putting it together, because they were the other generation. You know, you don't normally have the children speak up. So I was like, wow, you know, you always hear the hype in the streets or in the prisons about, you know, how they laid it down. You know, you hear the sayings, get down or lay down, and the work they was putting in. But a lot of the young brothers, they don't really know what took place. They don't know how to, they look at it and glorify it, you know, and it gets glorified in a way it actually just starts to happen over and over again. But him putting this DVD out wasn't glorifying it. It was telling, you know, part of the story, and it's definitely the first out. So I want everybody to pay attention to this interview because it's definitely history right here in the making. Damani, what inspired you to come out with Tailormade?
Well, it was something that was always on my mind since a child. Just I wanted to uplift him because the way his life got taken in that game and nobody else was honoring him. In that aspect, you have everybody talking about he was this good, genuine dude, but it was like the way he got portrayed, or how I should say it, as
his image?
No, not the image, but this so-called how your crew do you wrong at the end of the day when you so loyal to them, but nobody's looking out for you at the end of the day once the money stops, because it's like you have no value to them no more, so you're exposable. So I wanted to uplift him just on the strength of that's family wise, but then also to get the story out because the story never been told, as you said, and just to bring some awareness to our city and the key players that came from our city, and to show them that we wasn't like every other city. You might have Detroit, New York. They do a lot of documentaries on New York or whatever. So I just wanted to give the Philly aspect of it.
Wow, and yeah, you did a great job. Now you said Tailormade is about Leroy Bucky Davis. You always hear about Aaron Jones and other people of the Black Mafia, but a lot of people don't realize who Leroy Bucky Davis is. And that was your uncle, correct?
Right.
Okay, so you can explain, you know.
Right. Like the way the story is played out, it goes into the late 70s or whatever, that time period of him growing up in adolescence. Then also he was a known amateur boxer. He was supposed to be on the 1988 Olympic team, but once he got shot, that stagnated that boxing career, and then it was forced into the game. And like once they opened up this block, it was a 24/7 block on 58th and Cecil Street, and the block was doing 80 grand a day. So once it got to that point, like the boxing was over with. So it was forced into the game, and then once he started moving so much work, he became right after Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones put him under the wing, and the rest is history.
Yeah, so he was basically very popular in the boxing. He went overseas and everything.
So he was known throughout the city, so that's why he was so able to network with so many different people. Like he was from Southwest, but it was like he had love all over the city. And that's what a lot of people in that organization didn't have, and that also brought a lot of jealousy in that aspect to the game.
Okay. You know, this is raw and uncut for Rhythm and Books. So, you know, I don't want it to just be myself asking the questions because my questions may come from my perception. But we have a young brother here today, Bonk, and just so people could get the balance of what JBM or the documentary means to them. Do you have any questions, Bonk, on
What, JBM?
yeah, on
the topic,
on the topic, yeah.
Yeah, they still active?
No, not at all. Once a key member in the organization, he took the stand on everybody because he didn't want to do that time. Like, a lot of people say he told because of his death, but I can't tell because you got his own little cousin that he would never want to see in that position in life behind that. So it's like, you can't be saying you snitched for him when you betrayed everybody else that was part of y'all one crew.
And that's still going on to this day.
Yeah.
So,
All day.
you know, a lot of people go to prison sometimes by affiliation. You
A lot of that
know,
went on in
and that was real heavy back then. It opens up a can of worms because I've heard people's response to buying the DVD, and a lot of times it's like, man, that's not even the whole shit. Like, who the fuck put this up?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's when I speak up for you because
Right.
I see the courage that you have, you know, and Mike. I always
Right.
mention Mike, rest
Exactly.
his
He was
soul,
a part of that, right.
rest in peace, because Mike would come here, Mike J would come here and just like be so amazed with the knowledge that's in the bookstore. And, you know, he was into the books, he was into the DVDs, but he was really into this. This is why I gotta shout him out. So all of the things that he did to help you, and that's helping so many other people get the history of this. What's gonna take place from the DVD? Is it gonna be a part 2? Is it gonna be a book? Is anything else gonna happen from this? Since it's only been out 6 months.
Yeah, it's like we're gonna do a reloaded version as far as like re-editing. Like, we came into some boxing footage now from on one of the, I think it was a championship fight somewhere, like a junior Olympic championship fight. So we got the footage for that.
Wow.
Some different archive footage, and then like some narration and stuff that we never used before. So we re-narrated, and got some music or whatever. Now we're just gonna promote the joint to try to get it on one of these networks, and then we got the book coming out in a few months.
Right.
So the book
right,
gonna
right.
tell more story, like what you said. The people saying it ain't the whole story because you got to still realize that's my family. So I can't talk about so much of the negativity aspect when it's gonna be a backlash from family on the joint. So you can't have me looking like a horrific dude on that aspect because you still got to answer to your family members.
Not only that, it's still street.
Yeah.
You know,
So you can't tell her anything.
It was like, okay, selling drugs, when we got introduced to it, we didn't know it was dangerous. Fuck that, I'm getting paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Red, there was no generation before to look back to and say,
You know, it was dangerous, but
Right.
only if you violated. People weren't violating. People weren't violating the way they are now. Now it's a whole nother dynamic. The person that sells you the drug is going to be the person that sets you up 20 minutes later. You didn't have that back then, and if you did, that person was never seen again. But now it's regular. So I'm just saying, the people that think that went away in 1990, where we in 2013, that's 23 years ago. The people that come home, like family and relatives, in their mind, they only know what happened in the 90s. This shit is not the same.
a different world.
You know,
There wasn't even cell phones.
That's
when
crazy
they
you
left.
said that, hot, because I know somebody just was telling me about somebody on their way home from doing like 25. He asked him, who got the block, who got Chester Ave? Chester Ave not the same. So he looking to come home and clean up. It's like, yo, it's not the same. That shit wide open.
Nah.
Ain't no money out there for you.
but that doesn't just
And
make
crazy
it. But
part
that doesn't
about it
just
is,
make it.
it's
But when
not-
it's not even a laughing situation
The Arabs
because.
got it. They selling juices and sodas and t-shirts out there. Like,
Yeah.
But it is
And
not
then
a
you gonna
laughing
really go and try to
situation.
clean up and get cleaned up because
Right.
you don't even know what's going on
Right.
from
Right.
25 years ago, and it's a kid that's 22 years old that wasn't even born when you went to jail,
Right.
and you gonna wind up getting cleaned up by him because he ain't trying to hear it. Get down and lay down. Now that was years ago.
Well, that's why I said it's not a laughing situation because
not.
we're all in danger.
Exactly.
And when I say that, you know what I mean? Because here you are with the tough guy. I do 1,000 push-ups a day coming home, and the nigga that's 4'11" pop you in your fucking heart.
Yeah, exactly.
and
And they don't even look at you when he do it. Bam!
Yeah.
And go smoke a L.
And
Wait,
don't even
So
think
they're
about it.
not used to
even
that.
on this
It's
country.
usually like if you big or you look intimidating, they are not having it, brother. I watch what's going on, and these young brothers are not having
No.
the bully situation go on.
No, they got a situation.
So if we all are in danger. Our children, the person that's bullying, everybody, the innocent bystander that might get hit.
Yeah, it
It's a
was just
dynamic.
some-
Wait,
it was just-
listen. It's a dynamic too that plays a key role in this. And I know everybody that see it, they could be like, "Yeah, here go enqi with that health shit."
It's always.
It was a different culture. When people was getting money before, the culture was get powerful, get strong. You know what I mean? Cats was keeping their body and their mind right. Now the culture is get high, get stupid, mix up as much possible shit as you can. So we on the McDonald's, you know, which cats with money never would eat garbage. You know what I'm saying? It was about a good, you know, taking care of yourself. And, you know, now it's the pills,
The Molly, hold on. Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
I see the young boy with it.
Yes. And wait, what cats don't know is,
I know what the
look,
fuck's going on.
because I had the young boys on my block mad with me. I was like, yo, you know y'all this addicted to heroin, right?
Mhm.
Because ecstasy pills, the base is 60% heroin.
Right.
Now you making
So
me
you got niggas that say, nah, I ain't no fucking dope head. Yeah, you kind of are a dope head, my nigga. Like, you constantly on the meat pills, you on dope. You know, so they gone. They mind ain't even there. So it's not even like the same process of decision making. We dealing with like Night of the Living Dead out there. It's zombies walking
Well, how did
around.
we
Then
get
the
a
crazy
gener-
part about it, I don't mean to cut you off, is the crazy part about it, you know, in the 80s when we had that crack epidemic, you know, a lot of even people my age, they're considered crack babies. So, you know,
Absolutely.
they're definitely not having a bully situation. You can't talk to them wrong. Like, it could be, like how you said, the intimidating thing is not going on
That's
no more.
gone, yeah.
Like before, it could be 10 people. You know, they might go up on this one dude. Look, you down with us or not? Next thing you know, now it's not going like that with this high little kid with this mind twisted. He like, I don't care if it's 30 of them. I got 30 shots in the house and I'm
That's
coming
it.
out with.
That's it.
Yeah, I got 30 shots in the crib and I'm coming out with.
That's it.
And that's how they
I'm
thinking. And
coming
they ain't
out
even
with
thinking of the repercussions behind it. And then when they do get caught, now you got a confidential informant to somebody who you thought, oh, he just beat that case. No, the cops paying him now. You never know. You never know. You never know who hand you shaking out here.
Like we lost our morals, man.
Yeah, exactly.
See, the back in the day was better in my eyes.
I could look at
it was better
I'm
in strength and
23.
strength in
I can
numbers
look at
as far as us coming
the
together.
rap from the 80s and the 90s and just the way they spoke and how they carried themselves, that they had unity.
Right.
I'm saying, like,
African
so
bambaataa and
they
stuff
was-
like that.
It was more intellect they was using on a daily basis.
Yeah,
They
because
was
even if
trying
they
to-
was in the street
It
doing
was like
certain things,
it was nationalism.
they
That's
still,
another thing,
yeah, because
we
they still had a
forgot.
certain goal in the back of their mind. Even
Right.
though the way they was trying to get to that goal was what it was, they still had a goal.
Right, they still had
the
a
goal now.
so-called
There is
secret
no
agenda.
goal. The goal now is just to throw the money in the air at the club now.
I don't press
So
what the boys
niggas
say.
is risking
I don't
their
have-
life. Wait a minute, they're risking their life
Like on the
to
street.
throw the money on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, hold up. You know that's what you do with garbage, right?
Yeah.
Like you take a stick of gum, you unwrap it, you throw the paper on the garbage. Like you just risk your life. I'm with you, so I'm risking my life with you, and we're gonna throw the money on
Hey
the
man,
floor.
money ain't got no directions on it. If a fool don't know how to spend it, that's on them, man. They don't know how to invest it,
And
that's
Fiducia
on them.
said it upside down. You say inside out and backwards.
Yeah, so I mean that's got to be
This is
the solution. We got to change, at least in my mind. That's what I've come to the conclusion is what the solution is for for the future is we got to change what's cool, because what's cool is what dictates everything. You know what I'm saying? The moment girls stop, the moment girls stop dealing with cats that aren't articulate, BlackandNobel won't be able to keep books on the shelf. Period. You know what I'm saying? You'll be walking down the street and a nigga might stick you up for your book bag. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what drives men, to impress women. You know what I'm saying? So if they raise the bar up to an intellectual standard instead of a monetary standard, but we just watch Django. So we see in Django the whole process of how our women was taught to use your body to get what you want. Because that was the difference between being out in the field and being in the house. You know what I'm saying? The light-skinned pretty joints was in the house, and they was in the house so that master could knock them off all the time. Right. Field women know what was going on, and it was so hard in the field. That's what they aspired to. So when you look in today's society, whether you look on the street, whether you look in corporate America, it's still the same thing. You know what I'm saying? 2 women, same qualifications. Who getting the job? You already know what's happening. You know what I mean? Use your body to get what you want. So even you got girls now that's video vixens and porn stars and all that. If you talk to them, they got college degrees. They on top upstairs. But the upstairs ain't putting nothing in the refrigerator. Right. Moment they flash a titty, they got a check, rent paid.
But see, you say that vice versa, man. And you trying to be this intellect dude when the society's not accepting that. Man, I got to get out here and eat.
Right.
And press her now.
Right.
So
right.
Man, I got all the brains up here, I'm intelligent, high IQ and everything, but
didn't Aaron graduate
right now?
Didn't Aaron graduate from Temple?
He on 2 years at Temple. Yeah. Get that opportunity.
But he was educated.
Oh,
he knew what he was. That's what I'm
dude.
saying.
Yeah, you gotta be an educated dude. That's what I say. A lot of dudes, like everybody want to be the boss, but like, how you with no education? How you gonna direct us in the right direction, homie?
Right.
You can't direct. I'm not listening to you.
That's right.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta know how to be a leader of men, and at the same time treating them fair and equality. Like a lot of these dudes, they want people to work for them on the block, but you're not paying the young boy. So now when the young boy and them, they get this little team together and they put you down, everybody knows them, damn, that was wrong what they did to him. No, he was wrong for not feeding them kids. And I see this with a lot of dudes come home, like they come home from the 15 or whatever, and now they want to, it's like they not helping the young boy. They want to see the young boy in that same situation they was in. They want the young boy to go away for that 15. Like that shit is
that's
bad.
become the right to passage now.
Hey, I see him
that's
come
the
home
right
from
to
5.
passage
They don't
now.
even take 15 no more. I seen him come home from 5.
And what the young boys are crazy to me, go ahead,
Yeah,
young boy.
they didn't want to make him crash them. Yeah.
That's what me and you was talking about earlier. It's not it's not old heads. You just an older nigga.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's key right now. There's no more old heads in the hood. There's no more. There's no more.
Talking about we here, BlackandNobel.
Right, but I mean, it got to be widespread. Because when I was 11 years old, it was an old head everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the guy that was in the front of the crew.
Right.
Now it's the young boy with the big mouth in the front.
Exactly.
He don't know nothing. All he knows is that he in the front because he's scared to shit out of everybody else. So since they done seen him do something gruesome to somebody else, now it's like
and he ain't make it past 9th grade.
Let him run the crew. Let him run the crew.
Serious.
yeah.
And
He got an 8th grade education and he running
he the
things.
boss.
Because his ratchet game is there.
Leading us all to the penitentiary.
That's it.
Lead everybody.
That's it. And that's big business. Because they ain't never changed that law. Slavery is abolished except for what? The convicted felon.
Exactly.
So slavery is still big business. You know what I mean? And that's America's gross domestic product. We don't have a intrinsic product like other countries. They export food, they export clothes, they export raw materials. We export debt. And part of the debt system is servitude. You know what I'm saying? So slavery's still big business right here. You know, they just codified it into the law, so now it's legal. So they gotta push certain shit to keep business popping. You know what I'm saying? So when you're listening to music, a lot of the music is really just like a commercial. We need you to get this drug shit popping. So now almost everybody you know hustling, selling drugs, is also somebody else's customer. So I might be selling him some powder, but I'm going to get my pills from this nigga. You know what I'm saying? I might be selling him some weed, but I'm going to get my dope from so who's thinking?
No, that's the funny thing when you said that. I said
everybody's supporting everybody else. Everybody's a drug addict.
You got the fiends, you got the old crack fiends calling you, making you they play. Somebody got these blues in.
Yeah, exactly.
Then look,
Young boy got some
then you don't even get into all the drugs and the chemicals in the food. Once you start adding that shit in, it's night of the living dead. Niggas
There's more Chinese stores than it is McDonald's.
That's right.
Like, come on, like we don't know what we eating out of there.
Yeah.
Them niggas make everything.
They make everything.
Open discussion. Or just
Feel free to jump in.
Hey man.
All right, there's actually 2 forms of slavery. The prison thing that you said, and it's the other one. That's the rest of us. It's 1860 during the Civil War. That's what it was about. 65 was the Emancipation Proclamation because in 1862, 7 southern states walked out of Congress, so there was no quorum.
Yeah,
So
seceded.
they gave the president the power to be king without claiming the name. So when President Obama goes to a congressional meeting, it's because he called it. So he's absolute power. It started with Lincoln. So they do proclamations, and that's the power. That's it. And after 1933, they kept going. So the slavery is the transferring through the Emancipation Proclamation from the private landowners to the public landowner, the U.S. That's it. So it's the U.S., then it's the prison system. So if you're not in the prison system, then you're a slave in the U.S. To get out of it, you got to do affidavit identifying all the appropriate legislation, which I'm actually doing right now, and send it into all the appropriate parties, letting them know, look, I'm doing this on this legislation. You can't change it under Title 28. Doing it this way, and they have to accept it. Otherwise, you're a slave.
What make them have to accept it?
Well, they don't have to accept it, but they have to because it's an affidavit. And they have to respond under Title 5. If they don't in 20 days, then what you stayed on there is fact. And you put a copy of it on a public record in the district court. Not district court that we know of, but the district court and the Supreme Court under Article 3. That's the constitutional court. Because anything after the Constitution is fraud. So if you got a tax court, like Wesley Snipes went to a tax court to discuss his tax thing, guess what? That's a fraud court. So he literally got killed for 5 years because he went to a court that is unconstitutional. It benefited only the institution that was doing it, running by legislation. And the IRS is a legislative body. It is not a constitutional body.
So you think the articles and stuff that you're filling out, that's the way out of slavery, that's going to make people free in this country?
No, what articles filling? I didn't fill any.
I mean, you said you got to free yourself through affidavit, through paperwork.
No, an affidavit is a legal document.
I understand what it is, but what I'm saying is, do you think that's going to be a resolution to us being in whatever captivity we in America?
You have to establish yourself as a sovereign national of whatever your bloodline you got.
I mean, I'm not trying to make it a debate now, but I'm just saying I would think that if freedom is something you're born with, then it ain't something that you can put on paper. You just got to stand up like a man to be free. We're not going to get free from these people by trying to deal with them cordially.
On their level.
We're gonna have everything got to be erased. Everything that they've done got to be shut down and then rebuilt. You dig what I'm saying? You can't work through them, treaties and all that type of stuff.
No. But if do you have a driver's license?
Yeah. Because
okay, so you signed a form, government form, saying you want to drive. So you submit. You gave away some of your sovereignty, telling them to take over. Now they rule you on that issue.
I mean, yeah, but how you really think you're gonna get the mass population to be able to understand?
Nope. I have no interest in doing
so
that.
The only way out of slavery is rebellion.
I thought of that too. Not gonna happen like that. Too many people are too caught into it. My dad's a living example. He was a colonel, so this guy has training, right? And it's not gonna happen. He's demonstrated it, and he's well known in this area. I can't make a movement using his.
I tell you what I think.
What are you trying to get?
I don't think that's going to happen at all on this soil. Period.
Yeah.
No, but see,
at the end of the
your
day,
soil.
guns are going to come into play.
Well, you
yeah, but
that
listen,
point.
that's how it was. But it's always been our soil, so we wouldn't even be in this position if that was a factor. At some point, the guns came in and was like, all right, yeah, you know what? That paperwork is cool, but you know what? Let me see that.
How many people are sitting in prison because of that?
Yeah.
I ship to them all the time.
That's what I was saying.
Because it doesn't work
with
for
them
everyone.
affidavits, are you gonna get
No,
disadvantaged
it
community
works,
or something?
but it only can take you but so
that's
far.
not gonna
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? At a certain point, it's just gonna be like, look, we won because
I'm telling you, one of the
we said
people
so.
that we
Yeah,
ship
we
to
overpowered.
that's been affected that everybody knows in this room is Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Just for instance, him. He's
Yeah.
sitting in there right now for 3 years in the federal penitentiary.
That nigga rich.
Yeah, but he didn't look. That's not.
So where do we stand if he's rich and he's sitting?
No.
That man, he's rich.
He didn't file.
Yeah, but you gotta do why they even came at him and what he was doing.
Oh, I don't know what he was doing.
Yeah, he was saying the sovereignty.
Well,
he
here's the
had
thing.
some land in
See, look,
Texas.
exactly.
He was
Listen to what
training
he
young
said.
boys with the AKs and all that,
When
because
you
all
deal
that's
with-
legal down there.
Right.
So he had a whole
Yeah, he
thing
had a
that he was
militia.
doing down there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Training them in martial arts. They
Yeah,
was
you never
watching
know. He
them
might
to
have been on
make
his Jim
it,
Jones.
But listen,
10 years.
here's the Trump law. Here's the Trump law on sovereignty. Anytime you have to petition, give notice to, or anything to a party, you just admitted that party's sovereignty over you. period. Because you could just think about it on a small level, like in your house, right? If you 15, 14 years old, you got to ask your mother or father if you could stay out to a certain time. You know what I mean? That means who's a sovereign in your house. If you sovereign, that means there is no checking, there's no telling, I'm doing. There's no noticing, there's no letting you know nothing. I left and then I came back home when I got home. This is my house. So once I got to let you know what I'm doing in order for it to be okay and all that, then I'm automatically putting myself in a position beneath you.
That's the reality. That's how y'all feel. Like, man, I'm doing my thing.
Right.
You know, that's what it's all about in this day and age. But it has to be recognized that you are doing something besides what you're doing. You're living. You're not just here to get money.
Right.
Your heart does not beat because of money. That's a reality. You know what I mean? Like, we got to appreciate our lives, and then we'll start to go forward and start to make more money. But other than that, the money is first.
Yeah.
People are doing whatever for the dollar.
Whatever. Yeah.
Niggas is dying, people are dying, brothers, sisters, whatever label you want to put on it, white, black, are dying for nothing. And that's not in our control. I think this is something that's happening out of our control.
Yeah.
People think they could stop it, stop the violence. This is karmic things that's been going on way before us.
Right. Then, like,
Even where we're standing right here, if people knew the history of Erie Ave, you'll know why it's so wild out here.
right.
This is like a sacred land that the general took out all the Indians right here all the way back. We are over bodies right now. Right now, there's mad bodies under us right now, buried.
Unhappy spirits.
Right. So this is real. The spirit never dies. So we can't control what's happening. We just got to control ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, and I like the fact that we're able to powwow around here, because one of the things that I hear in the bookstore all the time, and it kind of bugs me out because I always hear what we're not doing. But you could be handing me $50 for a book, and you would say what black people aren't doing. You're actually doing it right in motion, but you're saying what we're not doing.
Right.
And I'm tired of it, because we are doing. We just got to empower it. We're not just doing negative. Everybody does negative and positive because it doesn't exist. You know, negative and positive. What may be positive to you may be negative to him.
Exactly.
So we just got to know that we got to bring this thing back together.
That's why I be telling my kids. I'm like, yo, if a lion bites down into a deer's ass for dinner, that deer and his whole family think the lion is the devil. But when that lion drags that deer home, right, his children is happy that daddy is a good provider.
Yeah.
Right, I got to use that.
That's just perspective.
That's original thinking.
Yes, it is.
And that's how nature works. Nature is ice cold.
Yeah, that's hot.
Nature is ice cold.
I like that one right there.
You will be food for somebody else if you're not moving.
Yeah.
You know, and it just play out on our level, but we full of opinions and perspectives and all that. So, you know, we just got different ways that we look at it.
But I think it's interesting that the younger, like, I'm starting to notice the younger people now, like when I first started setting the books up around here, 03, 04, you know, when I was wearing my, you know, dashiki, I used to have my kufi on, you know, and the brothers, like the young brothers be like, "Hawk, man, go ahead with that Africa shit, man. Like, come on, man. You see what we out here doing. You know what I mean?"
Like, we ain't off that.
Yeah, so, you know, I've realized, like, all right, let me approach this a different way, you know, and I'm over 40 years old, but I'm still connected to the youth, you know what I mean? We can have a party here for them or a battle or whatever, and 1,000 of them will show up. That's only because they know we can relate to them, and we're not looking down on them. So once I started changing my gear up, throwing on whatever baseball hats, and you know what I mean, they, you know, oh yeah, cool, you know, and he shipped my uncle some books, you know, all the, so they wasn't with that from my appearance alone. You know what I mean? When I was playing reggae all day, it was like, oh, we ain't fucking with the Jamaicans.
Right.
You know, on that tip. But now I get more involved with the hip hop. You know, you got to get on that level for people to even listen to you.
Right. Social networking and stuff.
Yeah.
You gotta blend in.
Right.
That's all it takes. You know what I mean?
I think the elders are scared of the younger people.
That's what
they
it
don't
is.
even want to
Like
say
how
what's
you
up.
said,
They
like-
walk past the store, they like the get my fucking Lucy or whatever and get the fuck out of here.
Right. Just how you say like 10 years. Like to me, 10 years ago was get the F off the computer.
Right.
Like now it's just like a computer is everywhere I turn.
Do you know you could be standing right out front and a satellite can zoom
Yeah,
on
you get Wi-Fi.
everything we're doing?
Yeah.
I could go on Google Maps and go
Google
right to
Maps,
Carlisle Street and it'd be right on everybody's doorstep what's going on.
Yo, let me tell you something.
That's how ill the technology is.
Wait, let me tell you something that's real scary.
We doing shit on the low. They can see all of it.
Exactly.
Everything.
Listen, they made like all the pictures of what the Earth really looked like. It's like classified now. You can't find no pictures, like real pictures of Earth in space.
The real.
Well, no. Just how we look from space because we got so many satellites floating around this month.
Too many. It scared people.
If people seen that,
it would shock them.
Like people.
Guess what they have now? I just read it in the Metro. They have the drones flying around right now.
Really?
With cameras on them, and they look like helicopters.
Or they look like them little missile planes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. I seen it in the paper, but they are doing, and there's hundreds of them in the skies.
Yeah.
But they're drones for footage and camera.
Yeah.
And
Well,
it's all happening. But we don't see it with the naked eye.
But look, most corporate security cameras are linked to a one database. So like, say for instance, the feds was looking for somebody, they could tap right into like the supermarket, or if you shopping like in Macy's or something, they looking right in that joint, like all them joints. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got a private store with a private camera system, they looking right through all them joints.
That's why it's so fast to find people.
That's
now.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's getting to where it is like London. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to really see how the camera game run, all you got to do is look in London. Police over there don't even need guns. They don't carry no weapons. Sticks and flashlights police got, because every single inch is on video. There is no crime that's not on video.
Damn.
So everything is on video. So they just come get you.
He said I'm getting scared.
You know what I'm saying? So, and wait, don't, because look, but look, don't, because cats over there, wait, but cats over there still get busy and find ways around it. So it's like, but that's where we moving towards. You know what I'm saying? Because you remember, this is always still gonna be like an English colony. So whatever we see over there, it hit over here.
It's coming.
It's on deck. So they just.
Well, they doing that now with all the cameras on the intersections.
And then they make you buy into the joint. Because I was looking at it, I'm like, man, I can really see we is an English colony or whatever, because they making you watch the prince get married.
Right.
Why are you making me watch this in my country?
Right. How's that an issue for me? Like, why don't I? Now wait. Why don't I see all the princes in Africa getting married?
You know why? All the money that is made here goes right there.
Oh yeah.
That's why. So.
They put it up on the web. The queen makes like some wild number of money daily. Like a wild number.
It comes from the IRS.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
That was the whole purpose. People don't realize that was the whole purpose of us going off the gold standard. And that slips right under the radar of most niggas because they don't study real economics. If money is linked to a physical resource, then guess what? And money is power. That means that there's a certain limit, a physical limit, to how much money people could really have. Once you get rid of the attachment to a resource and it just becomes a digital button on the computer, now technically I can have unlimited money. Which means I can amass unlimited amounts of power.
Yeah, I can add
You see?
zeros as I want.
As many zeros as I want.
That's crazy.
So once they moved off the gold standard, that just made this whole shit crazy.
Yeah. And that happened not too long ago.
But
33.
But that was 1933. That's part of. I wasn't trying to get on the camera. That's for them. But that's part of the.
You got that's the cost to be the boss.
Y'all know that y'all know after the war powers called the Trading with the Enemy Act in 1917. All right. Well, the citizens weren't included. 1933, the Amendatory Act, that's the amendment to that. And the citizens were included as the enemy. So as long as you claim yourself a U.S. citizen, you're an enemy. So in the movie Enemy of the State, it's backwards. We're the enemies of the state. Right. So you have to be a non-citizen. That's what I was going to say till I got interrupted, but you got to petition, you got to establish by affidavit non-citizenship. And no, it actually exists. You pay the fee and you're out. They work hard. They work hard not to let you be a non-citizen.
Well, here's the thing. How do I open up a BlackandNobel bookstore by being a non-citizen?
No.
What I was going to say is, it has this,
is a citizen.
I understand
the
that.
Commercial law, Uniform Commercial Code. The mistake is the natural flesh and blood claims they're citizens, falling under the statutory rule.
But we do e-commerce here. Like, I might be bigger online than I am in the store now. So in order for me to get money wired to me and me to wire money to other people.
Who's wiring money? The BlackandNobel business or you?
The BlackandNobel business.
Oh, well then it's not an issue.
Yeah. No,
but the artificial person's doing the work.
Right. But what I'm trying to say, for somebody that's not in my position, are they going to be able to grow in business by?
Yeah, they can grow in business, but they're going to be subject.
Most places that you got to use a social security number,
right?
You also have the option to use a tax ID number.
I know. You have the option to do that.
But we're also, now I don't know if you want to record this, but it's also.
I'm not scared of nothing. The government, I'm paying.
Look, we're gonna edit.
When he mentioned a social security number,
I mean, people always edit. That's what I don't like. Title. We talk the talk when the cameras are on. And then when it come on, title. Because how do we grow if people don't know?
Okay, Title 26.
So why we gotta turn it?
No, he gonna drop it.
Title 26, Code of Federal Regulations. Actually, it's 26 CFR, Section 422.103D and 422.104. is employee benefits, federal employees. Right. A lot of us by default say we're U.S. citizens, saying we're federal employees, and we ain't even retired from what? Right. So we're already committing fraud. We need to get out of that. That's what I was trying to say. I was going to say that in the affidavit too. You got to get out of that. We shouldn't be on Social Security. We shouldn't be collecting anything. Well, we got to let it all go.
See, listen. Now that's what I was getting ready to tell you. Listen.
When you came out your mom's womb, everybody. No. But you have a choice now, and you can actually write up a document, a letter to, and I can email you a copy, to the hospital saying, I don't want my kid having a birth certificate, I'll take care of it.
I've been in there with Taj Tariq Bey for almost 10 years. He's been coming here doing classes.
Oh, okay.
And he comes to me heavy all the time. But I also show the other side, because you have a lot of these brothers that's into that, but I don't really see what's going on.
The problem is listen.
I just hear the paperwork, but I don't see the benefits of how this is helping the community.
No, I'm gonna tell you
it's a secret. Everybody don't know. But what I'm trying to explain to you is, here's a person that didn't use that, and they call me a success story. They in the community. Right. So I claim my own sovereignty by creating BlackandNobel. So what's wrong with that?
I see that.
No, look, I'm gonna tell you where the missing.
Everybody's not going to take the sovereignty route and go against the system. So why not be the spook who sat by the door and learn the system inside out and then spread it to the community?
I'm not against the system.
Because the community's not going to believe you if you're not successful these days. They're going to be like, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You got to pull up with a Bentley. You got to show them you getting money.
You're right on that issue.
Right. So ain't nobody going to listen to you with that.
You're right. I ain't saying
when they didn't accept you when you first.
I need them to listen though. This is my children. My son is 22 years old. I need them to hear us. And they're not gonna hear the way that we've been delivering it. That's why we're having this power.
Wait, listen, I'm gonna tell you the problem is, at the end of the day, we humans.
Right.
No matter what it is that we do to chase money, we really not chasing money, even though that's the mantra that's been drilled in our head. What we're chasing is a better quality of life. So when we see that, we gravitate towards that. And it started as a young boy. Somebody beating you in the head about going to school, but you ask them for $5 so you can get some lunch, they don't have it, you done on that conversation.
But the one that
your man outside, my man got some clean sneakers on, he can show you how to get $50 real quick. Your ears is wide open. You listening to him versus listening to your parents. So now, as that plays into the sovereignty, what happens is as we find loopholes in the law, they close those loopholes and change things around so that the people that know how to work through the system and around the system, that's fine, you could do that, but your quality of life is going to be through the floor. you're not going to be able to live. You're not going to be able to enjoy yourself. You're not going to be able to have a decent business and do all the things that you want to do. So it's like it doesn't work out the way it works out in theory in real life.
Because they created these loopholes for people that don't have the emotional, spiritual hearts like us. Like in business is warfare. If you knew business, you know that it's set up for people to open and close businesses down on a daily basis. It's not about
acquisitions,
having a business for 10 years.
That's
like
it.
We're doing over here. It's about opening up a business, going bankrupt in 4 years, and opening up a new business. And that's how the foreigners are doing it, because they're setting their families up to get around the system. We don't know the system. Nobody taught us the system. We were taught how to move drugs and taught how to dance and have fun and party and make something out of nothing.
And when people hear that word bankruptcy, like how you just said, you get a business, you file for bankruptcy, and you go on and you do another. But when people hear that word bankruptcy, they
it's like a herpes.
Oh, you broke.
Right.
Oh, no, you're not. That's just
That's a business strategy.
That's a business
but
strategy.
we weren't
you
taught
have to
that.
know this. Yeah, we
weren't
wasn't
taught to open
that.
up our own
like
businesses.
I did a couple years of college, but I was
the ones that got it, like this brother that has a documentary all over the world about the Junior Black Mafia.
Like he said,
he's a
not
businessman.
enough to know that.
He's a businessman. The same way that Marcus Garvey was a businessman in his time, so is this brother and anybody else that owns their own business, because they will speak about us 100 years from now. The same way we speak about the other icons that we talk about. It's just a part of the years going by and everybody catching up. The same things that we're doing now, we've been doing this since the beginning.
Right.
We're not doing nothing different.
Nothing new. Nothing new. Everything we see.
So when the elders come in, and I notice I'm becoming an elder now, but I'm still connected.
Right.
I don't care if you sell drugs. The cops out there don't care, so I don't fucking care. They're getting paid. They're getting paid to do that shit, and they standing right there. So how am I gonna go outside of my store and say, yo, y'all gotta move this shit?
Right.
So they could come at me?
Right.
And tell me what I'm doing wrong when I'm trying to do right around here. So I gotta stay connected to all the youth so I could be an example while I do have the bookstore and while we do have this movement. So I can't cut them out. I can't cut the young people out. I was in their position and I've grown to be who I am now.
Yeah.
That's the problem. We point the finger. And we end up saying how much shit is done wrong in the hood, and then it end up the people that you think your children aren't doing any wrong, they be the ones slumped.
Yeah. You got no
going to their funeral, and now you like, oh, how could this happen to my baby? Because like Melvin Williams said, your baby wasn't a baby.
Right.
So, you know what I mean? How do we heal what's going on if we don't have if we don't talk to each other?
Unity.
And we online doing it. We online talking about how much somebody owing child support. We putting our whole lives on Facebook. But you never see shit like this on Facebook.
Really?
You don't never see, but that's why we're becoming so popular, because we'll take it and put it online. We don't care if the government's listening. We don't care if anybody's listening, because those days are over with. What they're working on now is like way beyond enemy of the state that he just mentioned. This is way beyond what we're going to experience in this new paradigm. And it's happening right now.
It's happening. We're a part of it right now.
And y'all hear this? All your elders that think that the young boys ain't doing nothing, they know. So stop saying what they don't know. They really know. They're going through the new slavery, being in the prisons and all that, taking the medications. And they still got to live with it. I get young brothers that come in here 15 years old and send their mother and father booked to the prison. They out here on their own, being raised by their grandparents that can't come outside. So stop saying that they don't know. They really know. They just in a position that their back is against the wall.
Right.
So stop cutting them off. You know, but I only, speak up for them because I know it's a lot of dumb shit going on too. I'm not just speaking up for the compassionate side I have for the people that's in the struggle, because I'm in it too. But, when people say stop shooting, stop killing, before that even took place, it was something else that happened. It wasn't just the gun. It was a situation that they never tell you why this person got 5 to the head.
Right.
They only tell you he got 5 to the head.
And it was wrong.
Yeah, so we got to look at it like not on one side. And I'm not trying to condone killing, murdering, snitching, none of that. I'm just saying, if you're gonna want to be a part of helping the situation,
It's a broader picture. It's a broader view. You got to see
catch
everything.
up the speed of what's going on. Like 8 years, we'll be in 2020. Come on, that shit don't even sound right.
Crazy.
7 years.
Come on, 7 years.
2020.
Yeah.
That sound like
4
some.
years old and got it.
So if you went
future shit.
Open up
Swiping,
institutions,
you know what I
man.
mean?
They gotta stop
That's
bullshit.
crazy, yeah.
Niggas gotta put their
Be
money
crazy.
together. You know what I'm saying? And build.
Well, now let me say
And for
this.
self.
Now wait. When you say that, that's when, as far as I'm concerned, that's when learning the law and knowing the commercial codes come into place. When you want to get into higher levels of business.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you do need that to be able to move around in the corporate system.
Right, all day you got to know, you know what I'm saying, law, if it's here or in a different country, period. Like, because it's life, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to, you can never
Ain't
stop
no way
learning.
around it.
Right.
Ain't no way around it.
Things
It's
you don't
always
know,
active.
Like,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
example,
Ain't no way around that.
like we have a lot. My family have a lot of properties, and I didn't know like people had squatters' rights and stuff. I didn't know it was hard to kick somebody out of a house.
Right.
As it
I just
was.
learned that this year.
Yeah.
Is
like,
what?
Squatters' rights.
Squatters' rights.
Did you know?
Your house
Did
was-
you know how-
That's right. Look,
Yes, that's-
if you get a piece of mail there, you in.
Yup. Yup. And that's all.
All you need is a piece of mail. You in.
I seen this on camera. I
Even
really had
You be up in there for
I
2-3
really had to
months before they get you out of that
And
joint.
and in a commercial, in a military court, under Article
I had to
3, if
really
you
like,
invoke,
kick the lady out.
Hey, I'm
my
trying-
mom trying to get like stop. I'm like, this lady gotta leave, mom. Like, I don't know what they going by. She's not staying here no longer. Like, without paying rent, you can't do that.
if you,
Like, they don't let you get over 4 months.
Go ahead, big bro.
no, I'm gonna wait for him. I finish.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it take about, in certain states, it takes 6 months.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm gonna say because what he brought up makes sense. I was just reading that stuff this morning. Under Article 3, with the Supreme Court, part of its issue is property. It can actually go to the Supreme Court, the actual court, and you can actually address that. Yeah, in Philadelphia, they have to follow the order. You can get property, come to your name. Somebody disputes it, you can take it all the way to the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
Take these phony courts, you might have a problem, but the Supreme Court, they're gonna rule on your side because if you have own property, that's your protection.
Yeah.
But you gotta
Gotta
invoke,
go to the Supreme
but
Court.
only.
How many months does
But
it take?
through,
Exactly.
it's still gonna take a few months. But through
After
the,
the 6 months,
And look,
they
you
done
still
squat
in
on
but if you do it in the
Pennsylvania,
military,
it's 6 months.
if you do it in the military court, then you have to invoke the Commercial Code, Article 1, Section 308. That reserves your rights and that allows you to use the Article 3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna take 3.
While that's still the commercial code, because you know they got the commercial core committee that changes them joints
I know.
every year, every 2 years.
The last one
So
was
Exactly. They get changed every year. If you don't go down to the housing authority and find out these meetings, like,
look,
in six-
hold on.
Why we can't make
Listen,
up our own code?
let me tell you something. Hold on, let me tell you something that I found out.
You can.
Wait, look, let me tell you something I found out when I first got into the YouTube game. I threw up a video, right? And at the time, 50 views was like,
crazy.
I was out of control. Like, yo,
Yeah.
50 people seen this. Like, so at the time, I was doing lectures on 125th Street with a brother named Azariah. So, and the class used to be like 15 people. So 50, I'm like, I'm killing it. So I come down and be mad excited, like, yo, y'all seen the video, right? Nah, you the video, brother? Like, yes. Tell everybody check out the video. Next week, same video. 150 views. Y'all seen the video, right? Nah, I said, you did tell me about. Nah, I didn't get a chance to watch it, brother. A few weeks later, 300, 500. Nobody's seen the video still.
Right.
Question: who the fuck's watching these
Who's my
videos?
fan base?
Who's watching these videos?
Yeah.
They keep a bead on what we doing so they know which direction they got to go in, which loopholes they got to close, so they stay ahead of you because they know where you at.
Yeah.
That's what the whole social network game is about. These are just computer programs. That's why I did the book Sunday School, so we know that these are just softwares. That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
The intrinsic value that makes Facebook 40 million or 400 million or whatever the money they got is our life stories on there.
Yeah.
Our life that we give up for free
For free.
they sell it.
That's crazy.
It costs you to be that ad on the top of YouTube when you turn on your YouTube page. That big ad on the front.
Fucks with it.
That's
I own it.
that's
I
a
get
$250,000
I love it.
just to be on there for one day.
Yeah.
And the only value that YouTube has on there is that you put your daughter's first 2 steps on there. You got your man falling off his bike on there.
You know what?
That's the value.
They still got it. And that's what killed me about it. I lose my phone with the footage, and they still got it.
No, it's
That's deep.
it's published forever by
Yep.
them, and that's what I
I get YouTube videos like this that comes on. If I like it, right,
Save it.
I save it. I put it in public or private view, and I'm hooked into Facebook, and it goes on Facebook.
Oh, it
I've been
goes
getting a lot of
everywhere.
friends, man, coming on board. Yeah, you can be my friend. They read my stuff because I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder if I could keep doing this.
You know how many views we have here?
Nah.
Probably over 10 million.
What is it
You know how
under?
many this brother has?
What is it?
How many you have now, enqi?
Moving towards 2.
Right. I'm speaking not just YouTube. Your website, your Facebook. I'm just speaking.
Oh, I don't know.
It's millions. You probably
it's high. Yeah.
I'm just letting you know this brother got.
But I know on one of my YouTube channels, it's like 1.7 now.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you combine
How many
these,
YouTube channels you got?
4.
we gotta come up. Even though all this is going on, it's so set up for us to be able to combine with each other and start our own Facebook.
That's it. We got to
Like,
start to
why
manipulate
we-
these
Right, that's
mediums in
right.
our benefit.
Why can't
That's
why
it.
can't you
telling me about
why can't you
saying like you know how I be listening
I
to
got a
the other
question.
people that be, he said I probably can have my own website and break it down.
I got a
to
question.
people who can't really
Vibe it up.
Can you make
interpret it. You know what I'm saying? A deep speaker or just whatever he going over, me break it down in my way. He like, man, you come up like that,
Right.
get your own website, cause like that's all these people doing is just making websites and get people to follow you.
Like
You gonna
21
get a
years
couple
old.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you make a what do you call it? Make this like a TV network, and we be advertising as buying space because you might as well. It's virtually free.
We do. We're partners with.
Well, I want to advertise on your television network.
Yeah, you can.
I would say
Yeah.
YouTube, which I got to big up. Thank you, YouTube owners, everybody that's over there.
That's right. Don't get it twisted. I love YouTube.
Because
I love YouTube.
so I want to
Be clear.
you know, because
What?
one thing about YouTube, you don't have to be. We're all stars.
Yep.
People in Japan look at this and study it. Like, did you hear how they was talking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we don't look at
Because
it
my phone
like
ring
that.
daily from
We look at it
Germany, London, all the time.
International.
I get a
So
lot
we're
of,
set up to go do a tour.
I get a lot
right
of
now.
what do you call them from Turkey trying to get on my public updates on Facebook.
Yeah.
Tons. I'm like, where are these people coming from?
Yeah, that's what they got on YouTube now. You just click the
I don't know
analytics
anybody.
and you can see which countries is watching your joints the
Not
most.
only that, if I
Most
get
of my
a message-
people is in London and the UK. That's where
Well, that's
most
the
of my
crown.
people
That's
see.
this. That's the crown. That's
Yeah.
it.
This is
This is the crown. I don't know if everybody
But I
realizes.
get stuff from
1945.
Japan,
That's
and I have
the
to go and have it translated because they even got it where if it's in a different language,
Yep, you can hit the
could
button.
go to the button and they'll read it out to you in English.
And they're all on the web up in Europe.
That because it's free there in
Yeah.
most places.
Yeah.
The internet's free overseas.
Yeah, see, look, it's little stuff like that we don't realize what's going on.
Yeah, good luck.
It wasn't for you.
Rhythm and books, rhythm and books, rhythm and books.
Hey, man.
Now I'm about to go pay for it.
Nice
I'm coming up.
meeting y'all.
Can I get a nice rhythm and books real quick?
Yeah,
Rhythm and books.
My name is
Damani
Damani.
Giles.
Hold on now, you gotta get hype. All that cool shit. This was a hype conversation. That's your this is going to promote your DVD.
Fresh
Support
on
Rhythm and
yeah,
Books.
this conversation
My
was that
DVD
work.
Tailormade, the JBM story. Damani Giles, the director,
Hold that still.
the director and producer of the Tailormade film. You got it? That's
How much is that?
Oh, you there?
$15. No, this how I store. I don't know. how
Yeah,
much.
10 here, brother.
Yeah. Keep it pimping. Yeah, I don't know.
On that.
Keep it pimping.
Alright, man.
Rhythm and books, rhythm and books.
Rhythm and Books.
Rhythm and books, boss.
Rhythm and Books.
And I love BlackandNobel.
Right off the Barnary sub-stop, Philadelphia, PA. Shot so loud you would think it was a club spot. African Americans, although we all over the web, we the hood librarians. We ship to prisons too. We reach out and deliver to those that's bitten too, but it's more than a bookstore. You want it, we got it. Mixtapes, DVDs, and culture products. Black and Nobel got our hands in a lot of projects. We welcome all to come build the inner positive. Every member of the team is awake and conscious. Come through and experience this place of knowledge. They say they'll put it in a book if they wanna hide it from us, but we got them books so you can buy it from us. Something to read while you on a train or riding the bus. Get your read on, food for thought, get your eat on. Black and no